Cocaine is an alkaloid that is obtained mainly from the leaves of the coca plant, native to South America, specifically Peru, Colombia, and Bolivia. Since ancient times, for example in the Inca culture, coca leaves were chewed or taken orally in the form of tea to fight hunger, but also used as a local anesthetic. The Incas made coca a sacred plant, so much so that they used it during special religious rituals and included it in the funeral equipment that accompanied the dead on their journey to the afterlife. Cocaine is occasionally used legally in the medical field for anesthesia, while it remains an illegal drug when used for recreational purposes. The coca leaves are collected and immersed in gasoline or other solvents, such as kerosene or diesel, in order to separate the alcoholides, including cocaine, from the leaves. After a series of processes, the so-called coca paste or raw cocaine is obtained. It is then purified in different ways, and cocaine hydrochloride is obtained, a white powder with a typical crystalline appearance, which is then sold as a street drug. However, it remains difficult to know every single ingredient included in the final product. Cocaine sellers often cut it with other substances, such as lidocaine, cornstarch, talcum powder, or flour, to increase their profits. In most cases, cocaine is taken nasally, i.e. snorted. Through straws or even a simple rolled banknote, strips of coca are snorted after placing them on a smooth surface. Cocaine can also be diluted in an aqueous solution and then taken intravenously using a syringe. It is not smoked, being thermolabile, that is, it decomposes at high temperatures. Crack is a form of cocaine that is obtained by mixing cocaine hydrochloride and a base, usually sodium bicarbonate or ammonia, to make it smokable. The term crack refers to the popping sound that cocaine crystals emit when heated. Smoke is inhaled through special pipes or modified plastic bottles. Cocaine can also be taken through subcutaneous or intramuscular injection. How does cocaine work on the brain? Birth of dependence and mechanism of action. Cocaine completely changes the way the brain works and the way nerve cells communicate with each other. Neurotransmitters, chemicals released by neurons, no longer work as they should. Dopamine is one of the most famous neurotransmitters in the nervous system and is released when, for example, we eat a piece of pizza, when we listen to the music we like, or play our favorite sport. Under normal conditions, dopamine is released from a neuron into the synapse, the space between two neurons, where it binds to specialized proteins called dopamine receptors. In this way, the signal is carried from one neuron to another. Another specialized protein, called a transporter, removes dopamine from the synapse to be recycled for further use. What does cocaine do instead? It interferes with this normal communication process. Cocaine crosses the blood-brain barrier and binds to the dopamine transporter, thereby blocking the removal of dopamine that has not been absorbed by the postsynaptic neuron. This increases the dopamine levels in the synaptic space, which produces an amplified signal to the receiving neurons. This is where the euphoria arises, which one feels immediately after taking cocaine, but it is also responsible for the addiction that will develop later. Cocaine also inhibits the reuptake of serotonin and norepinephrine, but the effects on the dopamine system are generally believed to be more important. In the long term, the chronic inhibition of the recovery processes causes the depletion of the neurotransmitter reserves of the presynaptic neuron, causing a kind of fatigue that alters the normal physiological response of the brain circuits. Frequent use of cocaine damages the brain's dopaminergic system, reducing a person's ability to enjoy normal daily activities. The reward circuit adapts and becomes less sensitive to the drug, thus developing tolerance, which translates into a need to take increasingly stronger and more frequent doses over time, to experience the same effect as the first few times. Cocaine alters the dopaminergic circuits of the nucleus accumbens, a region of the forebrain. It is a brain structure involved in the phenomena of reward, motivation, and pleasure, and appears to be the most important side of the cocaine high. One of the consequences of the use of cocaine is the phenomenon of upregulation. That is, it increases the amount of postsynaptic dopamine receptors, consequently increasing the sensitivity of the cell to the psychotropic effects of cocaine. Cocaine is a highly addictive substance, mainly psychological, and is capable of altering the structure and functions of the brain. It also causes physical dependence due to the neuroadaptations of the central nervous system to its effects. In the next video, we will go to see what are the effects of cocaine on the brain in the long and short term. As soon as available, you can find it by clicking above.